Okay. I'm Heather McManus, founder of the Designers Collaborative.
And you are one of our sponsors of our group, which I'm so grateful for because this group is over 8,000 now. Did you see that?
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's really exciting and everyone's helping each other. But here's what's so important about what you guys do is the bottom line is you help designers make more money
Mhm.
with their sourcing of product. So let's start with if I don't know how people don't know who you are, but if they don't know who you are, tell them about the Designers Collaborative as a whole, and then we're going to get into some specific examples about prices and vendors, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So we are a way to purchase that's going to make you competitive with the internet because it is not the 1980s. Those days are long, long gone. When your client can log in to any website on their phone, they don't even need a computer, and shop you and get the same discount that you can get with free shipping. It's become impossible to compete in that world. So we created the Designers Collaborative, which is over 300 designers that are all across the US. And since we buy together, we meet those really high minimums. So we kind of become that furniture store where you have enough volume to get that better price. So that's us. That's how we're doing it. And it's powerful. And there's nothing else out there with this amazing pricing.
There really isn't. Like, I mean, I coach thousands of interior designers every year, and if you're using a showroom and they're helping you with your design and your clients are sitting on it and all that stuff, yes, you're buying through the showroom. But if you are in an area where so many of you are that you can't shop local at a designer resource only and get the best prices that you can get, the Designers Collaborative is something you absolutely have to look into and join. So let's show them specifics, right? So
Right.
talk to us about vendors and pricing and what they're getting by going direct, maybe having their own account even, but not doing enough volume to get the best pricing and things
Yes.
like that.
Yeah. So on our website, I'm going to have a blog about this price tiers because it is a really confusing beast. And so so a designer discount could mean 30% off. It could mean 60% off. It could also mean 50% off. It so depends on what we're talking about. What we strive for at the Designers Collaborative, something called stocking dealer. And that's when you have made a first purchase, usually of like, it depends. Some of them are $3,000, some of them are $5,000. The one that I first opened when I was getting my feet wet in this whole thing, it was $10,000. That is a chunk to have to for one order, your
For an
first order to
opening
set you
order.
up. Your opening order. You want to get started? 10 grand. Let's do it. Okay, so I did it. And then the next year they wanted 20,000 to keep that going year after year. So it's not impossible, but it is really difficult. And then you're kind of pigeonholed to that one vendor for, okay, but I really needed something a little bit more modern and they're sort of not really doing it. So what we're able to do is offer well over 300 accounts at the best pricing, and you have the creative freedom to then just buy a sofa from company X and a chair from company Y, and then lamps and rugs, and by the end of your project you've got 10, 12 vendors that you're sourcing from, and it's at the best possible pricing, whatever that may be for that vendor. Sometimes it's stocking dealer, sometimes it's just wholesale, or whatever they decide to call it. So the math is what I want to share with you, because I think that's where you start to get excited about, oh, this would up my profit like substantially, and then I can invest in all the things that I want to do and go on the nice vacation and pay for my kids' college and all that stuff that we are always worried about. So if a designer discount is 50% off, let's say you manage to get wholesale with a company, and the cost of an item at retail would be $3,000. The general math for stocking dealer is you divide that by 3 so that your cost is now $1,000. So if you're buying at a designer discount at 50% off, you would buy that sofa that retails for $3,000 for $1,500. So now what can you charge the client? It's usually never the full retail, right? We always have to like think about the internet and our competition in stores and other designers and what are they doing, right? So real retail doesn't usually happen. So how much could you really make? But if you bought that sofa at stocking dealer, it's $1,000. So it comes out to, the difference of $500 between a regular wholesale, like where you could get it probably made. I'm going to say, let's pretend it's easy to open the account. That's not always the case. The $1,500 versus $1,000, you're going to make a lot more money buying that same sofa at $1,000.
Right. So let me break this down also the way I teach it to my groups.
Okay.
And my clients. So if it's retail 3,000, meaning you've gone on the internet and you actually saw it for 3,000. And
yeah,
no, I'm saying it's you're calling it retail, but I'm saying retail is what it's out on the internet for.
Then there's
IMAP.
Yes,
not
IMAP,
for the
right.
suggested retail, but the actual retail that they can find it.
Usually, right? So from $3,000, you might find it for 28.
Right. So this is my point, right? So if it's retail 3,000,
okay,
you bought it through the designers. Get your calculator, and you bought it through the designers collaborative for 1,000. And if you follow what I teach, which is I do my best to keep my prices at or under retail, and I don't actually say how much my margin is on every single product because it's coming from all different vendors, and sometimes you have to check.
It varies. Totally.
Right. So, like you said, if they got it for 1,500 and it's on the internet for 3,000 or 2,800, I'm going to say bring that right up to 2,700. If that client says, well, did you give me your discount? You can say, as I stated, I do my best to keep it at or under retail, and I was able to keep it 100 under retail if they ask. Otherwise, you're not sharing. So if you're buying it from the Designers Collaborative for 1,000, instead of what you normally can get it for 1,500, any way you slice it, you are making $500 more.
Yeah.
Right. So let's not get confusing here. The bottom line is ever, right? It is confusing because people make it confusing. But the bottom line is whatever you're buying it for through whatever company, if you can get it for $500 less, that doesn't mean, oh, now I can give it to my client for $500 less. No, that means there's $500 more in your pocket for one item. Yes. This is so frustrating to me because this is such a no-brainer. But let's go through another specific.
Okay. And the wording that I use with my clients is, you are going to get the same price that you would find at a store or online, but you also get me.
Yes, but you, if you're doing it the way I teach it, are also charging a design fee and a project manager.
Oh no. But the reason that they would choose to buy it from you rather than go to the store or trying to do it online, that's the reason I give them when I'm up to that procurement part of it. Of course, I'm making Right, you have
to, right? I have a YouTube video coming out on all the ways you make money as an interior designer, and that's part of it, right? So this margin on furnishings is a huge part of how you make money as a full service designer. So if you're not getting the best possible prices, you're missing out.
Oh yeah. And it's, it sometimes can seem like, but I already have a designer discount or I'm already getting wholesale, but that's not stocking dealer or their best price tier. Whatever they're calling it. So we generally, because we're buying in bulk, we're meeting the $50,000 a year mark and above easily. And so we can get that much better price tier and unlock better discounts.
And I do hear from people like, oh yeah, but it's a pain. It's another step I have to take. No, not really.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, if you made an extra $60,000 this year in 2022, would you
Mhm.
be willing to take an extra 1 or 2 steps in order to do that?
Right.
When you divide that by the number of hours extra it's going to take you to order things, which really isn't a
Is it?
valid
No.
argument at all. But still, if you want to stick in your head and say that's the reason why you don't do it, it's just not valid. It's just
Right.
not valid. It's
Mhm.
worth it. If you are a working interior designer buying product, you absolutely should be doing your best to get stocking dealer prices. And here it's being handed to you
Yeah.
by joining the Designers Collaborative. So,
Yeah.
all right, give us another example.
So I did a let's call it a guest bedroom size room of wallpaper. And so my profit was well over $500 just for that wallpaper. So, sometimes we'll get pushback that, well, it costs money to join the Designers Collaborative. But if you can sell wallpaper for one room, you've definitely made your money back and then some. And, and we offer so many other perks when you join, but we're going to concentrate on how much you make when you're just doing, some purchasing, even
Okay.
just a little bit of purchasing. So, there was a desk unit that I purchased from a well-known company. I made my profit, like I'm taking all of the fees out for, shipping and everything. So, $1,584 in profit on just the desk unit. Another different desk, different room, $1,187.
Just your profit.
Just the profit. Like we take out our shipping, we take out all of the things that will cost us money along the way. There was a gorgeous buffet piece. The more you spend on something, the more you can make on it. So this was a more expensive jewelry item for the room, and I made over $3,000. It was $3,161 in profit on that one piece.
Wow.
So it's starting to add up, right? And then there was a bookcase that was $1,211. So we're getting our total here of profit. And then there was a couple of upholstery pieces that go in the room, $3,210 on that. So my profit for this project is $10,911. Like everything else is sorted out. That's just your profit.
On your product.
Yeah.
So what would it have been had you just been buying regular designer discount if you had your own accounts and you weren't going through the Designers Collaborative? Probably about
5,000 maybe.
that's what I was just about to say. Probably
Yeah.
5,000 profit versus
Right.
10,000.
Yes. Because when I started, we all learn as we go, and we don't know what we don't know until we know it. So I went to a local store, which I still do that every once in a while. Every once in a while, you get the client, they're just too nervous or something, you take them to the store and you get your 10% commission and be happy with that, right? So so when I started, I had the biggest project ever. We did a whole house. I spent $100,000 with her on furniture. So my profit for that whole house, a whole house that took well over a year to do instead of 2 little rooms, was 10,000. If I had this
That
system,
makes me want to cry.
I would have made 50 to 60,000 doing it this way. So
I have to tell you, I have multiple clients at this point who are really following what I teach, which is less clients, more money, and finding your way to make a profit that's not gouging the client. It's fair to the client. It's the service you're providing. It's the product you're providing. And if you could make $50,000 extra doing a whole house of furniture, and you're a designer who just wants to, I just want to make it to 100,000, or I want to make it to 200,000 or 250. This is a huge jump in your income for spending, what is it, $375 a year to join the Designers Collaborative? I mean, it's it's just crazy the amount of money they could make. And if you're fighting the fear of, well, what is it that I don't know? And are people really happy? Just reach out to you guys
Yeah.
and you'll show them how many, follow your Instagram, because your Instagram shows your actual members showing how much money they made by using your resources, the collaborative's resources, as opposed to just opening up their own accounts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we do a lot of education because people come in at all different levels. And so, you know, we learn very quickly. We have to get everybody up to speed. So there's a whole thing once you join, there's a bunch of emails that they get over time. So we're not just like dumping
Right.
information.
Here's everything you need to know.
Yeah. Oh, no. It's little bits doled out so you can like spend some time on it and oh, that's what that means. And you know, oh, that's how we're going to write a purchase order, and make sure you do, you know, this, that, and the other thing. So yeah, so we really do a lot of education. And then we, this year we introduced a live educational thing where we show them through the process and you can ask questions, and that happens once a month. And then we even have mentors. So if you're like, I have to write my first sectional and I'm really nervous, there are 4 dedicated mentors that you can spend one-on-one time with and have that first purchase order written hand in hand. So it's not done for you, you know, it's done with you. It's the teach how to fish instead of give a man a fish,
Yes.
you know, and you'll be able to eat for life. Yes. So, yeah, so we have tons of stuff. If you are nervous at all about any of these things, it's perfectly normal, but we got you.
You've got them. And also what I think there's a misconception that this is for new designers, but I cannot tell you how many very seasoned designers do not realize there's another way of them making more money in their business. And there's some type of weird pride by having, but it's my own account. Like it's pride. And I'm like, but what's more important, the pride of having your own account directly with that vendor, or making an extra $20 to $50 to $60,000 on every job? Like, to me, I would put my ego aside and my pride and go, I'm in business to make money. I'd rather do that, because no one knows whether it's your account personally or whether it's someone else's account. It just doesn't matter. We're in business.
And not to mention, if you wanted to still order from that one vendor with your own account, by all means, we won't ever tell you how to do your shopping. You know, there's a million ways to do this. So for that one vendor, you might order from your account just to keep it going because you feel some, I don't know, pride or whatever.
Right, or attachment to your rep. A lot of people feel attachments to their rep.
Yes, right.
Help them through a lot, and I get that.
Yeah. Sure, I totally get that. But there could be, you know, 40 other vendors you didn't even know about that are perfect. And so the creative freedom of being able to suddenly source from all these things, it turns into a whole game changer.
Yes.
Absolutely. And speaking of the vendors, I have a little list. We have well over 300. So I'm not reading off 300 names. I'm going to tell you some of my favorites, some of the ones we get asked about most, because we don't have that information on the website. So let me just tell you some of them. And if I don't mention one of these and you're curious, just comment and I will let you know, yes, we have that, or no, we're working on it.
Wait, can I ask you why you don't put it out on the website? Is there some type of a rule or taboo?
This industry is weird.
I know that.
There are some companies that don't want us to say that.
Okay.
And so we're trying to protect everything. So I'm just going to call it weird.
Okay. But if someone wants to know if you carry a certain company, if your collaborative has access to that certain company, you're able to answer those questions for them.
Yes, yes. Just ask. I will let you know. And also, if you want me to price something because you have an account, but you want to make sure that we have the better price and that it's going to be worth it for you, I will price any one item you want. I'm not going to do a whole room for you, but I will price any one item that you want.
That's fair. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it, yeah, because of the weirdness, I need to prove to people, yeah, it's
Right. I'm not
real.
lying to you. You can
Right,
actually make more money by getting it for less. Yeah.
because there isn't anyone else giving this better
I
pricing.
know, I know, I know. It's got to be
So
so
they think it's too
frustrating.
good to be true, and so I have to prove it.
All right. So give us a list of some vendors
All
that
right.
they have access to.
Yeah. So Wesley Hall and Wesley Allen. I get these two mixed up all the time. So Wesley Hall is an amazing, I would say, medium to higher end upholstery company that we get stocking dealer at. So again, your division on the retail is ×3. So $1,000 sofa, you ×3, that's your retail. Wesley Allen is they do a lot of beds, and one of the hardest things for people, clients to find is their bed. I don't know why. The bed and the coffee table take forever. Okay, so then we have Visual Comfort, a huge get at Stocking Dealer. We have, I think everyone I'm listing is at Stocking Dealer. I'll let you know if it's not.
Okay.
Universal, very popular.
Very
Theodore
popular.
Alexander, very popular.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor King, one of my favorites. Cheryl, Roe and Robin Bruce, they are so popular. We have the M&T Company, formerly known as Miles Talbot Company. That confuses people because they did a rebrand, and so sometimes people still know them as Miles Talbot. Mattress Firm, we have a wholesale national sales rep.
No.
I cannot tell you how excited I am because
Oh,
this morning I am getting a new mattress.
I was going to say, people can just join to get it. Well, if you're an interior designer only and you prove it, because otherwise you cannot join the
Yeah.
Designers Collaborative, but even just to buy something for their own house, they'll make up
Oh
for
yeah.
the
Oh,
membership
I'm
fee.
so excited. My mattress is so shot. It was terrible from day one, so I'm really excited for my new mattress. Um, okay, we have Maitland Smith. We have Lexington, another hard one. I'm also really excited about this one. Kindle, Cargus, and Council are all under the same umbrella. So, okay, so for everyone who's like Baker, 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 no.
Mm,
Kindle, Cargus, Council. That's
interesting.
the best ever. Okay, it's the Bentley of the furniture world because it's truly bench made. It's, you know, Baker has that price point of being bench made, but you're not bench made.
Interesting.
That's not even close to being bench made. So this is so much better. It's like the top of the food chain. I'm so excited. It's just such a great company. Hickory White, Hickory Chair, Hancock and Moore. You won't find a better leather sofa anywhere than Hancock and Moore. Global Views, EJ Victor, Lee Industries is another one we get asked about a lot. That's really popular. American Leather, that's one that we don't have stocking dealer on it. We have designer wholesale with free shipping, and that's a difficult one to get on your own, even at that price level.
Okay. Okay. Love
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
much opportunity here. And that's just
That's a
a
sampling.
handful. Yeah.
That's just a little tiny sampling. There's so many more cool vendors, and we get new ones all the time.
So when someone joins the Designers Collaborative, if they have accounts that they have stocking dealer prices with because they have established that level, or
Mhm.
they have a brick and mortar store also wherever they are in the world,
Right.
they then put their accounts into the spreadsheet so all members have access to their pricing.
Yep. Yeah.
That's it in
We
a nutshell.
welcome everybody to share more accounts because that's how we grow. And then that person does even better because suddenly, well, I did 50,000 this year, but with the Designers Collaborative, suddenly I did 175 and my sales rep loves me and we're getting this new price tier all of a sudden. So yeah, it's powerful, and
It
it's
is
in
powerful.
it's empowering too because it's not just the Designers Collaborative. We're not the ones holding all of these accounts. It's all the designers in our group. I happen to hold some accounts because that's, I have some, so let's offer them.
Right.
But it's not the Designers Collaborative doing it. It's all the designers who are part of this, all pushing for this same goal.
Love it. Okay. So everyone who's listening live or on replay, go over and check out the designerscollaborative.com. I put the link in the description above or below, depending on where you're watching, because we're live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Give it a good look. If you're just unsure about it, reach out to Heather through their website and they can talk you through it so you can determine whether it's of value to you. But if you are a working designer, I literally don't know why it wouldn't be of huge value to you. Like, it makes no sense at all. So I have two designers who have worked with me for a really long time. They just don't want to leave me because they just keep making money, and they both use you guys. So why are they so profitable? Because I introduced them into you a long time ago. So it can be you too. If you're watching, you can be increasing your profitability so you have more money to do the things in your business that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I met with somebody yesterday who ended up joining my Profit Insiders group starting in January. And she said, I never realized when I became an interior designer that there was other things I had to pay for to run my business. Like, it's just, we do it because we love it and we're creative and want to help people and make their space look pretty. And we're like, oh yeah, I need a computer and maybe an iPad, and I need to pay for an accountant and for systems to support my business and QuickBooks and this and that and their car
Mm-hmm.
and their clothes and all the things that are
Right.
increases because you run your own business. So if you're charging too little or you're making too little on your product sales,
Mm-hmm.
you're always struggling paycheck to paycheck, or month to month, I should say, as opposed to having that cushion. And this
Yes.
is their way of getting that cushion on the products that they sell. So,
Yeah.
hello, scream it from the rooftops, Heather.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because I've been there. I mean, that's why I created this. I
Yes.
had to invent it because I was struggling, and I was doing tons of work. I was doing good work, but the profit wasn't there. And how quickly that profit that I did make on those long ass jobs.
Disappears quickly.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So if I had made this before, if I was psychic enough to know I needed to do this, I would have been set.
Yep. All right, everyone, go check out the Designers Collaborative. If you have any questions, reach out to Heather and Tracy. They're very helpful, as you can tell, and they're willing to walk you through any questions that you have, and I highly recommend them. So thank you, Heather, for being here.
Thank you.
Go have a great holiday.
You too.
All right, bye, everyone.
Bye.